Learn English Podcast 一日一単 English Talks by Chichiroll. Hi everyone, how are you today? カナダ在住14年目の私が今すぐ使える英語を一日一単語ずつ紹介するチャンネルです。それでは始めましょう。Let's get started!
今日はですね、スペシャル企画を用意しました。インタビュアーは私の主人、トロイです。あらかじめ5つの質問を用意しておきました。質問1番目はですね、名前と生年月日。2つ目は、職業。どうやって仕事を見つけたのか。そして資格と職歴を簡単に話してもらってます。3つ目はですね、どうやって私と出会ったのか。4つ目は、結婚何年目でしょうっていうのと、あと、国際結婚のいいところ、悪いところを彼なりの目で話してもらってます。そして5番目の質問。これはですね、ホビー、趣味と最近ハマっていることは何ですかというところです。一番最後なんですけど、ちょっとこれは不意打ちで彼に聞いてみたんですけど、英語学習をする上でのコツや英語学習者に対してのメッセージはありますかという質問をしてみました。はい。彼なりの考え、彼の日本での滞在経験を通した語学学習についての思いっていうのをずいぶんたっぷりと話してくれましたので、楽しみに聞いてみてください。ちょっと早口かもしれません。はい。それではどうぞお楽しみください。Oh, hi everyone. How are you today? We have a special guest.And I'm gonna pass it on. There you go.
Hello. Hi, my name is Troy Scott. I am Chichi's husband. And what do you want to know? What do you want to know?
Oh yes, I have one question. So first of all, your name and date of birth.
Okay, my name is Troy, and my date of birth is July 16th, 1970.
Okay, thanks.So can I ask your occupation, please?
Yep, my occupation, I work in the field of business intelligence, which is are also known as data engineering, which involves taking raw data from source systems and creating that into to reports or analysis dashboards so that companies can meet their objectives and goals.So
you're basically working at home, right? So can you come to the mic if you're gonna speak? That'll be great.
Yeah, I do work from home. Yeah.
Well, how did you get this job? If you don't mind, telling us.
How I got the current job? I originally was working at a company called Overweighty Food Group, which is head office was in Langley, BC. I started working there as an accountant in 1994.
That was how old were you?
24.
24.
Yeah, and then from there I went into IT, Information Technology Department, in the Business Intelligence Department, where I was building reports and building data warehouse for Overweight Food Group, or Save on Foods, which is basically a retail or grocery chain in British Columbia, privately owned.So
that's the headquarters in Langley, right? That's the
head office. It's the main head office. Yeah.
So how long did you work there?
Total 15 years, and then in 2005 I got a job with a small consulting company that was based out of Georgia at the time, it had a head office in Vancouver, downtown Vancouver. So I started there in 2005 2006, and I worked there till about 2008, and then I went from that company to another company based out of Toronto called T4G, doing the same thing, business intelligence, and then finally went out on my own in 2013. Started my own company, simply named Troy Scott Consulting, and that's what I do. That's what my company is today.
Thank you. But also, your boss is Troy Scott, isn't it?
Yes, the gentleman I subcontract to also has the same name as me, Troy Scott.
So, when you have a meeting, how did you call each other? Troy Scott or Troy A. Scott, or what are the Troy A?
I usually
or
go
Troy
by Troy A or Troy Canada. Usually Troy A.
Troy A. I see. Yeah. And let's moving on to the next question.
All right.
So, how did you meet me?
How did I meet you? I think we met on Lava Life, right? Mm-hmm. In 2009, I think we were first chatting online, and then we made a date at the Granville Room. I think it was the Granville Room on Granville. I think it's called the Granville Room on Granville Street. And, and then we went there first, and then after the Granville Room, we went to the White Spot and had apple pie and ice cream, right?
That was a really sweet date. I still remember it.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, the White Spot is gone, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that was actually Georgia Granville. It was close to Georgia. No, just one. No, BD. Was it BD?
I think so. It used to be. Now it's Terrace Building headquarters.
Yeah, it's a
right?
Terrace Building.
Yeah, Terrace Building, which is very beautiful garden now. But it used to be such a lovely White Spot restaurant that time.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and well, I remember when I had a date with you, and also you helped me a lot of homework.
I did help you with your homework. I think I wrote some of your papers.
Also, I remember I couldn't speak English well. I used to use a machine like a translator.
You did have a little translator, yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh, I lost my question. Hold on.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Where's my question went? I lost it.
Okay.
So, how long have you been married?
How long have we been married?
Yeah.
We have been married almost, 11 years, but almost will be 12 in October.
Yeah. So, pros and cons for international couple.
Whoa, pros and okay. Well,
Yeah.
Let's see here. What pros and cons of an international couple? Well, I think one of the definitely pros. Yeah, I mean, definitely interesting meeting different people from different places with different backgrounds and different views on the world. And like growing up in Vancouver, it's especially in the West Coast, it's very a lot of English speaking, especially growing up in the 70s and 80s and even 90s. There's mostly just English speaking people. There are not many people in BC, especially if Vancouver's different, but if you live in Langley or like the suburbs, most people at least back then only spoke English, maybe some maybe a little bit French. So it's good to learn different people's languages, different cultures. Even just the fact that you came here, then I go over to Japan and get to meet your family and your friends, right? So kind of like me, right? Because it gives a different perspective on things. And challenges are obvious. I think one of the main challenges is obvious. It's just the communication, because you mostly only knew Japanese, and I basically just knew English. So you're learning. It takes a long time to learn a new language, right? It takes years,
Exactly.
It's hard. So it's hard to know. Hard to know what each other is wants or what they're trying to say, and like sometimes you don't figure things out for a few years because of communication and the different cultural backgrounds, right? Different ways of like how things are approached, in your family versus my family, right? Different ways of seeing things.
Yeah, that's right. I remembered your mom had a wedding ceremony for us.
Yeah.
So so I was only Asian. That was like, oh my goodness, like, oh yeah, Sharon was there, and Sharon's
back. Sharon's
half
family
Japanese,
Asian, and she's half Japanese,
right?
yeah. So and so that was nice too because she spoke Japanese, and so her mom also spoke Japanese.
Oh yeah, Masako, that's right. Yeah, she was, and also I think your mom. Oh, it's not Nadine. Yeah, she tried to bring like more like same like race like
rice. Sorry.
Same race.
She tried to bring
more Asian.
Oh, she who?
Your friend, your sister, Didi.
Okay, who?
Jill.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, try to hang out with more same race like Asian or Filipino or Asian.
Okay.
So, which is really nice to me. So, especially in Langley, like they don't see any like Asian mix but nowadays it's different.
I think it's it depends. Yeah, in 70s and 80s, it was even up to like the early 2000s. Langley was probably 90 to 95% Caucasian. And probably mostly English speaking.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely more diverse today than.
Yeah.
Where downtown is a lot more diverse. Like you got, like downtown is good because you have it's a good mix of all different cultures and different languages. But yeah, if you go to the suburbs, it can be depending on which city you're in. It varies, right?
Right. When I was there in the beginning, when I first visited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was on the Asian, like entire world, but
it's the same when I went to Tokorozawa. I was the only Caucasian in Tokorozawa. Remember, I was there. I've been there 2 times. I think I met an American couple that had been living there the second time I went there when I went to Starbucks. Right? But yeah, Tokorozawa is like the Japanese version of Langley.
That's right. Yeah, That's really true, but nowadays it's different. Like when I went to last time, I don't remember last time I visited there, but anyway, I saw a guy from Japan, but he lives in Abbotsford and visited to some reason in your mom's neighborhood and bump each other, and that's the first time. That was a 2018 that time.
Okay, yeah.
And also Corey mentioned about like we have a lot of Korean classmate in his classmate, like it's a different nowadays, but
it's definitely changed. Yeah, that's good.
Right. Cons, it's a pros and cons. Cons, it's like you're totally different personality, character. The character is different, but it's like you're somebody stubborn.
Me?
Yeah, and also you have a tension.
I can be intense.
Yeah, that's like kind of like I'm holding the bomb with you.
A bomb off.
Yeah, it's like but I don't know what is your trigger point or pushing point. Kind of like a lime or atomic bomb inside you.
All right.
That's what I feels like.
Okay.
How about me?
You can also be stubborn, but also I think sometimes you have maybe because it's hard. It's also I think like when you definitely translate from Japanese to English, right? But I think it's hard when you learn a new language. I don't know any other language really well at all other than English. I mean I know a little bit of Japanese, a little French. But like, when you're learning a language when you're older, you have a tendency to translate. Where if you learn a language when you're younger, like Veronica, our friend Veronica, she thinks in French, thinks in English. She can think and talk in different languages. She can switch. Mm-hmm. But when you're translating, I think it can be really difficult to say, like, because you got to think of it in Japanese and you're thinking of it translating to English. So it can be hard to have like a really intense conversation because it's a lot of work just to translate and figure out what you're trying to say or if even like how do those words and Japanese and English don't translate very well, right? I don't think they translate right. You try to put try to put a Japanese phrase or English to Japanese or Japanese English in Google Translate is terrible, right? You can maybe translate a few words at a time, but you can't really translate. It's not like French. Like translating English to French is pretty easy, right? But translating Japanese to English or English to Japanese is difficult.
Yeah, that's why I started to do podcast, because I don't even see the word or meaning in a dictionary.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why I just gonna like share the moment, like, oh, this is what I learned so many things in a hard way. So that's why I don't wanna have I don't want them to have a same experience like me. So that's why I do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, and finally, it is the last question. It's it's a hobby or favorite things. So you love working out nowadays, don't you?
Maybe love is a bit of. I do enjoy working out, seeing my trainer twice a week, 2 hours a week, and then I do running. Try to run 2 to 3 times a week.
That's right.
And also try to go for a walk, at least one walk a day. Rollerblading. Now that the summertime, like hiking, like the Grouse Grind or maybe Seymour Mountain. But biking's okay, but to me, for biking can be a bit of, we got rid of our bikes. It's probably easier just to go rent a bike rather than trying to like store it in the locker and worry about people stealing your bike.
Yeah, stealing or robbing, it's pretty lots in my neighborhood, so I don't feel safe.
It's a pain to keep it in your apartment.
Yeah.
There's not enough room in the apartment. So
it is a good idea for sure.
Biking is a good one. Play some video games, not too much, just maybe, a few hours, maybe not even every week, maybe a few hours a month of video games. That's probably most of my hobbies that I do.
Right.
Yeah. There's also what's that thing? Binoculars for stargazing, right?
Right.
I went golfing.
Oh yeah, you love golfing. Yeah, that's.
I like the pitch and putt. I don't. The pitch and putt's perfect.
Could you say that again?
Pitch and putt. Pitch and putt's basically like each hole's maybe like 50 to 100 yards tops.
It's just a hitting?
No. It's all you need is 2 clubs. You need 1 driver and 1 putter. So it's just so you can basically you can play with. The great thing is you don't need a bag or anything. You basically have you literally have 2 clubs. You have one so basically it's one swing off the tee. Hopefully get it on the green or close to the green in one swing, maybe 2. And then hopefully get into the get into the hole and maybe another 2 to 3 swings after that, right?
So you did at the Stanley Park, right?
Yeah, Stanley Park pitch and putt.
So it's like if you're gonna go, do we have to book the appointment first? Or?
No, but best time to go is like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock on Monday to Friday is the best time to go.
Oh, it's a weekday rather than weekend.
You can go anytime, but the best time is during working hours during if you went at 2:30 on like a Wednesday afternoon, you could just walk on and there wouldn't be any lineup. It'd be pretty slow.
It's a pitch.
Pitch. I think it's pitch and putt.
Pitch and a putt.
No, pitch and putt.
Pitch and a putt.
Putt.
Pitch and putt.
Yeah.
So does anything else is available for the other park except like a Stanley Park, or it's like
it's the only one downtown.
Okay, so
I don't know where you have to go. Like there's a UBC golf course.
Okay, so
I think the UBC is a full golf course.
Yeah, that's a huge space, right?
Well, like the pitch and putt would only take you maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, 2.5 tops. So it's perfect. Where a full golf course could take you 4 to 5 hours, depending on how good you are, right? So.
Yeah, if you come to Vancouver in the summertime, you can enjoy the nature and it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, like the birds and.
Yeah, you can see maybe a beaver. And coyote.
Canadian geese, coyotes,
raccoons, right?
Rats.
Oh, rats, really?
Squirrels.
Yeah, squirrels, maybe.
Muskrat.
Oh, yeah, and also eagle.
You'll see eagles.
Yeah, eagles. What else?
Herring.
Heron. Oh, yeah, heron. And
Heron.
oh, yeah,
Blue
heron.
heron.
Yeah, and also, oh, yeah, we can see maybe a deer. No,
I haven't seen a deer downtown. I don't. Maybe I haven't. I don't know if there's. I don't know. There might. I don't think there's any deer in Stanley Park. I've never seen a deer in Stanley Park.
Okay, well, oh, maybe a North Shore.
North Shore, yeah, North
so,
Families,
yeah.
Grouse Mountain.
Bear? No, bear?
I haven't seen a bear or cougar in downtown Vancouver.
Oh, yeah, probably that's also North Shore.
I mean, maybe it's possible. I mean, it's possible. Maybe a cougar might make it downtown, but I've never seen one.
I saw coyote once.
There's definitely coyotes.
Coyote, skunk.
The coyote. Oh, there's skunks. Yeah, definitely.
Skunks.
Yeah, and skunks.
Yeah, and also we can see seals or otters.
Yeah, and even killer whales if you're.
Ochres.
Yeah, you can see,
Well,
and I think even killer whales and maybe maybe dolphins. I'm not sure. You definitely see. There's definitely sightings of killer whales in English Bay in that area.
Yeah, right. I saw otters, seals several times when I was walking by seawall.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. If you have a chance, you can see that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I think does that cover everything for today? Is that pretty much?
So if you have any message for English learner, so what are you gonna say, or do you have any message?
Message. Oh,
for
like for learning
English.
English.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not sure. Like, what would I mean? Yeah, I think you. I think it. I mean, obviously you got to start with basic vocabulary first and some key phrases. But I mean, I think it's like any language. Like you got to learn the grammar and you don't have to know the rules like 100%, but you need to understand sentence structure to some degree, right? It doesn't have to be 100%, right? But you need to understand the subject, object, nouns, verbs, right? And pronouns, that type of stuff. Like it's important, and like even words like the and like even and don't overuse. I remember when you took your English, for some reason they told you to use transition words. Don't use too many transition words, right? Like in summary, as a matter of fact, that's not. It's just sounds weird in casual conversation. And if you're writing maybe a paper or essay, yeah, you might want to use a transition.
It's a written.
If you're
English,
writing,
right?
yeah, if you're writing like
writing English.
but even in a letter to someone, you're not going to go like in conclusion at the end of your letter or in summary. No one uses that day to day. I don't know why they told you.
That's probably a Toastmasters.
Was that okay? Well, if you're doing like like if you're talking to inform, right? Like if you're talking about a subject or informing people of something, yeah, you might want to use those type. But like general conversation, you're not going to do like in conclusion or in summary or how or like however or furthermore. Like that, it just sounds weird, right?
Yeah.
And the best thing when you're learning is to keep brevity is best. Like keep the sentences short and simple, right?
Oh, yeah,
it's better to have like use concise, short, simple sentences. Then try to do like if you start running on and talking on and on, it's just it's going to be difficult, right? So it's better to keep short and simple sentences when you're starting out.
That's why you try to be at least 5-6 words and making kind of
like maybe you learn some key verbs, like obviously learning like you're counting like numbers and like different objects, obviously like chair or desk or drink, water, beer. What like learn those type of phrases, because even just having that basic vocabulary, like you probably need a good 500 words to kind of get started at least, I would imagine. Like
but I heard that like a phrasal verb is 2,000 phrase.
Yeah.
So it's like it's too much, but also I learned about like for example, table and chair is a noun and a verb. So verb is for example, this table
Well, verb is an action, right?
Yeah, action, but
like,
people...
Walking.
Yes, it's not no. Like chair, it's like a dealing...
Chair's a noun.
Yeah, chair's a noun,
Object.
but we have a verb as well. Like we are dealing with the meeting.
Oh, you can chair a meeting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but chair a meet. But if you chair a meeting, that's not seen as a chair because chair is an actual chair.
Yeah.
Chairing a meeting means you're running the meeting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, so we have lots of words that seriously, yes, chair can be, but it's more like your chair. You can be the chair for the meeting, or you can be chairing a meeting, right?
Yeah, but I'm chairing a meeting, or I chaired at a meeting.
Yeah,
right?
Right? You have to have when like any language. I think you have to have context. Right. So yeah.
Yeah, so many things to explore and learn something new.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do as a podcast. That's my main purpose of it.
Okay. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I recently recorded for a book. My booking and book, it's like not reading the book, actual book, and also book is a booking like a reservation, right?
Yeah.
So people don't know about it. I didn't know when I came to Vancouver. That's why I just share so many ways to use the words, like a different way and more expanding, more phrases. So I really want them to more being confident to speak up. And no like embarrassment or shyness, so just to you give some information to it. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do.
It'll for that type of stuff, it'll definitely take a long time to. So you're starting with conversational. When you're starting any language, conversational is probably the best way. So you can just have general conversation, like if you need to go to the restaurant and order food, or you need to ask for directions. That's this simple conversational, but even that can take a while to learn. But to work in an office and have like a discussion with people in the meeting, that's going to take like years of probably like studying the language and possibly taking like university or college courses to understand the lingo and the jargon in the business or on the job, right? So. Yeah,
right. So especially like a student, overseas student, go to the ESL school and learning English. Yeah. And morning until evening. But even though they'll stick with the same language person, like the same language, it's not going to improve it.
Yeah. Well, and you have to be careful when you come to Canada and you sign up for those schools, because a lot of them are charging like excessive amounts of money for little value, right? Like a lot of those ESL programs, they're not cheap, right? So you have to be really careful when you sign up, because you may be better off learning it at home, like taking a course at home or online, as opposed to spending a bunch of money for in class, unless you're going to like maybe a college or a university like UBC or maybe Langara. But I would be careful of any like. I would only go to recognized colleges and universities. The colleges are good because they're not as expensive and you don't need to have the same requirements. Like Langara College is probably good for learning maybe English, right, or learning another language.
Probably those people.
College.
Those people encouraged to go to the bar and talk to somebody else. That would be a better way to improve their English.
I think when I was in Japan, like I don't get a lot of chance to speak Japanese, but like when I'm in Japan, when I found like when I was in Japan, that was nice. Like like if I lived here for like 6 months or 3 months, I could see like me really picking up the language, because like I'd go to the coffee shop by myself. I have to order my drink. I have to talk, just people will talk to you. So, because if you have to use it, if you need to use it, then you're more likely to learn it. Or if you don't really hear, like I don't really, I can speak Japanese to you, but like there's just not a lot, there's just not a lot of, if you have a reason to learn something, that's the better way. Like so, like you are better coming to Canada if you want to learn English and have like a vacation where you can immerse yourself and learn the language, right?
Right. Yeah, but if you're gonna do something like improve your English, probably do something else, like go to shopping myself or order something else from the store, restaurant. So don't be scared of it. Like.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably I covered everything.
That sounds good.
Okay, thank you so much. I love you.
Love you.
Mwah.
I see.